Right off the bat, man.
He just fucking excelled.
As much as we love Kendrick Lamar, like you said, Freddie Gibbs coming to December for the listeners listening in right now. Freddie Gibbs is coming to Chicago Saturday and Sunday, December 17th, 18th, I think, something like that. And then like 3 days before that, for 2 days in a row, he's doing a stand-up comedy show, which you already know is gonna be funny. I mean, even if you follow the guy on Instagram, the dude is fucking hilarious, even in his music. I bring that up to you because I know that's something. Obviously, you fuck with Freddie Gibbs. I told Milan, so that could be something if you guys want to tag along with me.
Bruh, I'm definitely going. I'm gonna try to hit both, but if anything, I'm gonna try to get that comedy. If I'm gonna try, dude, I'm gonna try to get both, like really bad. I'm gonna try to get both, and I'm confident I will.
But the comedy stands out.
Yeah, the comedy stands out because I can definitely get that both of them. I just gotta set a reminder to make sure to buy the tickets. But if anything, bro, I'm definitely gonna get that comedy.
I've
bro.
never been so sure. Like even with the Griselda concert, I knew I was gonna buy the tickets, but as soon as he posted that he was doing this, and it's called Mary Gibbmas, which is, his humor, hilarious. But here's the crazy part. It's at Metro Chicago. I Google what the Metro's like, and I shit you not. It's like smaller than the pageant. So you're seeing
For the comedy show or
for the concert. So you're literally seeing Freddie Gibbs as if he's still like an underground artist.
Same shit we was talking about with him and Kendrick.
With him and Kendrick,
he's still
man.
touchable in a good way. You know what I mean? Like you can still reach out to him.
But Kendrick is just untouchable.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
If we were to got those tickets, even though it still would be the great times, we'd be out in Paris. But if we would have had those tickets to Paris and seen Kendrick, we would not see him in person.
No,
we would not. Like I don't, cause I think, cause I follow his fan page, and I think on the Big Steppers tour, he wasn't even doing meet and greets.
no, dude. He's at a level of celebrity where he's like he should be worried about like someone trying to like kill him or something because he's that huge.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like you know who it is. Like you don't have to meet me. Like you know who I am. Like,
Freddie Gibbs, you could like you said, you could probably meet Gibbs.
yeah, and you can, and he'll. I know he is. I haven't met him, but I know he's a cool ass person only because he's from the Midwest like us.
Yeah,
so
true.
we carry ourselves in a certain way. But
Gary.
yeah, so I know Freddie Gibbs is a cool person. Like if we were to meet him, I know he'll like have us dying laughing,
right?
Just because how dude talking like.
That's why we need to see that comedy show,
Yeah,
man.
like,
That's gonna be insane. He's Grammy nominated. Alchemist.
Like, bro, and I know for a fact, like, if all three of us go up there, he gonna be cracking on our ass. He gonna be like,
He's gonna roast us.
He's like, it's always one white nigga with the rest of the niggas. Like, I know he gonna say some, he gonna say some shit like that, bro. I'm like, this.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was gonna buy the ticket, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, I better not sit too close because he's definitely gonna single somebody out.
But it's all good though, because you know Again, he's from the Midwest, so he got hella white homies. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, like, Lambo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it's out of good humor.
Yeah,
bro. I know he gonna be cracking shit, bro. Like
he's like I said, the fact that we have the chance to even. I mean, shit, dude. We talked months ago about Kendrick Lamar on the Big Steppers tour when he went to Kansas City. We thought about going. But I really thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to experience that. Because, dude, here's another thing. I don't want to sound like that guy. I'm only saying this because we've been listening to this dude since, like, 2011, right? Before he was even that big, Section 80 level. Most of the people there at that concert aren't going to be, they probably start, and I know I sound like the hipster, but it's just not going to be the concert experience I would have wanted to see him do back when it was in like dive bars and shit.
Yeah, because not only that, but then you're also dealing with fans that really didn't start listening to Kendrick until probably like those are probably all Damn fans.
Damn fans, man. Damn fans.
Damn fans, bruh. Damn fans.
Because it wasn't To Pimp a Butterfly, man. I caught myself sleeping on To Pimp a Butterfly when it first dropped. It was our senior year, and we were studying for finals and shit. And I listened to it, and I was just so hyped off of Good Kid, Mad City that I was expecting a way more, Mad City Kendrick. And it wasn't until like a year or two later, I think after we fully like just resonated with not going to school anymore.
Matured.
Yeah, right. So we matured more. To Pimp a Butterfly started hitting just every song I was looking at it in a different way. I was just expecting like some aggressive shit, but he was really talking about deep personal things, and it grew on me, man.
And that same way you say that, how it is now, is I feel like how Mr. Morale is going to be when we in our about our early 30s. I promise you.
I think you're right,
I
man.
promise you that because I like it now only because it's just a, and I hate using this term because it's so fucking industry, but it's a breath of fresh air,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's something new, and that's what made me gravitate toward it because a lot of themes I was like, all right, I get where he coming from, but I don't get it. But I still liked it because it's new music from Kendrick. And, you know, I've been waiting on that. So it's a sonically good album and I can vibe to it. But I just think until we get at that level to where and we don't even have to have kids yet, but when we're actually settled down with like said woman, have an actual like house and like, you know what I mean? Actually being real grown adults, I think that's when we'll start appreciating that album.
I think you're right,
That's
man.
a very grown, that's like a conscious street version of 4 for 4. Cause 4 for 4 was grown, but it was like on some business shit. Like, bro, you gotta get that wealth cracking.
And on top of that, both had the underlining theme of them being unfaithful.
Yeah, bro. So I'm just saying, like,
So it talked about some real. I'm not gonna
so
look.
like ladies, you know what I mean. A lot of times, in order to have a very loyal and faithful man, you just gotta be there when he, when he cheat.
I don't know.
I'm playing.
We'll cover it with gunshots.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do we?
Yeah, everything's on. You know how it is. We just automatically came here talking, but if only it was that true. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No. Freddie Gibbs, though. Do you think you're gonna get it, man?
say that again. My bad.
Do you think you're gonna get it? Like the tickets?
I know for sure I'm gonna get that comedy. I'm gonna try to reach for the concert too, but I know I'm getting that comedy.
I'm probably gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Because it's just a once in a lifetime opportunity at this point.
Yeah, because he's only getting bigger. He's already Grammy nominated. What the fuck else?
Bro, we one album away from him being at Kendrick level, and then we'll miss that opportunity. Like, because again, like you say, he's Grammy nominated.
The fact that he's not on that level right now shows me that, I don't know, man. I think he's up there with Kendrick.
He is. It's just again, you got to go into like personalities and stuff, how he moves.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be at that level just because he doesn't have the potential. Like, this dude's a lyrical beast. He can make great projects.
He's just in his own lane.
Yeah, he has all the three key elements of being like that great artist. But the only thing I see that won't put him up there is just his personality, how much he don't give a fuck. Like, in order to be at that level, you got to give some amount of fuck in there.
Yeah, and it's not saying that Kendrick conformed, but he
moves. Like, he's not on social media all the time like how Freddie is.
Right.
Like, you won't see Kendrick saying no crazy shit, just cracking jokes. Like,
borderline beefing too.
Freddie Gibbs damn near got his fucking IG blocked or like.
He's on like his 30th IG now.
Yeah, that's what
man.
I'm saying. Like, no other artist is going that hard like that. Besides Boosie, but like.
And Kanye.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Speaking of Kanye, man.
Yeah, bro, I'm happy you brought that up because it's been hard, man. Going on.
As a fan.
Not only as a fan, but as I would say, an open thinker. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but just how I move as a person. Anytime I see any type of situation or anything going on in life, I always try to view it from all standpoints. Mm-hmm. I never try to have a one-track mind towards something. So it's like a gift and a curse because when I see that Kanye shit, I try to be silent because, for one, I taught myself not to really comment on shit unless asked. So when I see people post like shit about Kanye, I want to comment bad and be like, no, it's this. But then we had this conversation before. What's the point of arguing with a brick wall? Because most people on social media, they don't post on there to debate or to try to gain knowledge.
They already think they're right.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Most people, if you try to debate anyone, I've tried telling so many people that, and nobody would listen to me. And I got to a point where I was like, all right, you do you. But it's like, I don't understand why people are like that.
Bro,
man.
we have so many. You can probably look into like maybe about majority of these podcast episodes where we talked about that. But
Yeah.
anyways, I say it like this, and of course, we got to use our platform to air that out. But my thing with Kanye or with Ye, is I understand it because, for one, he's going against the people that control everything. So, first and foremost, the DEFCON 3 statement. Okay, I understand, but I'm fluent in Ebonics, and I knew he didn't mean it in the way that people think.
Yeah.
That's why, because people was like, oh, that anti-Semitic or whatever. And it's just like, nah, that's not what you meant, because he meant that as in, I'm exposing and going hard. That's like if we playing a pickup game at the court, and I'm like, man, Tom, I'm about to kill these niggas. Are you going to call the police? Like, oh my God, he's going to shoot up the court. No, it's just a terminology. So you're just saying DEFCON 3 because this is how hard I'm going on them.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about the people that own all of these companies and these major conglomerates. That's what he's talking about. The same shit Ice Cube was rapping about. No Vaseline. You let a Jew break up my crew. Like a money hungry person that's been fucking us over in the industry for however long. Whether through contracts, business, whatever. So I understand that point. And that's what kind of makes me mad when I see a lot of people bring that up. And it's just like, y'all don't get it. Like he's going toward the 1%. And all this stuff is happening to him is proof of that. Drink Champs took down an interview. LeBron, they took down his interview.
Yeah.
Because again, these are people that have partnerships. They don't own 100% of that. The people that Kanye is going against, that the 1%ers that's owning everything, they're telling him, no, take that down.
Oh yeah, Nori has to, like, people.
They have to answer.
They have to answer to somebody.
And the people they answering to are the people Kanye talking about. So all these people pulling out in interviews, those are people Kanye talking about that's telling them, hey, take that down. Same reason why they're like such and such cutting ties with Kanye. Cutting ties. Like those are the same people he talking about that control all of this. That's like, oh, you trying to expose us? All right, we taking everything from you. So I understand it because he's going against, if you really been analyzing shit and knowing how the world works, he's going against the people that's been fucking us up since the beginning. So like, I don't see where all this negative energy is from, because it's like, I don't get it. Like the Rothschilds, the people, these trillionaire people that you don't even know, that you don't even see, that really own Balenciaga, that really own Walmart, that really own these banks. Like that's who he's talking about. He ain't talking about the Jewish person that's like a lawyer down at the city court. He's not talking about them. Like he's talking about the upper echelon, the people that's really holding us back.
Yeah, well, so, and that's the thing. Like there's a lot of things that, like, even when he said, like, I get what you're saying completely, but most people, from what I've been reading, are tripping about how, they're thinking of him classifying just Jews. Like, they looked at it in kind of like a Holocaust scenario.
That's what I'm saying.
When he said he's going DEFCON 3 on Jews, that in retrospect, yeah, that does sound kind of like, it's pretty fucking edgy to say that.
Yeah.
He probably could have said it in a better way, for sure. But that's the thing, man. I gotta ask you, the stereotype about Jewish people are that they're, rich, they own the banks. Now, here's the thing. If you do look up a lot of movie executives and just fucking media executives in general, they happen to be, most of them, from what I've seen, of Jewish descent, yeah. So my thing is, it is anti-Semitic to spew hate and do just hate speech on Jewish people, right?
Mm-hmm. Now go ahead. I know it's a crazy situation, so go ahead and
my question, from everything that you said, I'm like, do you believe in what some would say is the stereotype of Jewish people? Do you think that all Jewish people are the elites and the ones that own everything?
Oh no, of course not. But me answering that question is also explaining my logic behind everything, because me saying that I don't think all Jewish people are like that is basically saying I have clarification on what's going on, because Kanye again is not going against all Jewish people. He's just saying like that upper echelon part. So the answer to go back to what you originally said, yes, he could have said it in a better way. But again, me seeing things from so many different standpoints, and then also I've seen the Drink Champs interview before it was taken down, and I've seen other interviews where he went more in depth with it. So I also understand that part as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, probably like 95%, just going off what the headline is. So that's why we get all this Kanye hate. But if you really dug deep into his interviews, you'll understand. So,
how do you feel about? Because I was talking to Milan about this the other day. How do you feel about
I wish he was here.
his? I know. Yeah, I think he's babysitting.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about his George Floyd comments?
But see, the thing with that is that confused me too. Because again, he said this in the Drink Champs interview, and I remember talking to someone on Reddit about it because it confused me. He didn't. Because when I first seen that, I'm like, ain't no way he said that shit. But when I seen the interview, he didn't say it. He was just referencing what was in the Candace Owen documentary. So he didn't say like, oh, like George Floyd did that. He just said, I was watching a documentary that Candace Owen made, and in that documentary they said that George Floyd didn't die off of da. So like, even though he did technically say it, like they tried to make it seem like he just said that shit from his mind.
So he didn't agree with it?
No, he didn't say that he did in there. Like I didn't catch it. He was just saying like what he seen in the documentary. Like,
oh, okay.
He was just like, yeah, that George Floyd really didn't die off of this, because in the documentary it did, this, that, and the third. So I was just like, he was just, even if he did believe it, he didn't just say it out the blue. Like, oh, like they tried to make it seem like, oh, he went into a mental outbreak and just said this. Like he was just saying what he said in the documentary.
Yeah.
So it's just like, even though I may not agree with it, it's not like he just, if I seen the documentary, I can't sit here and say maybe my viewpoint would be changed, but I'm just saying like, they making it seem like he just said that shit, he just thought of it. Like he just saying what he seen in the documentary.
Right.
Because again, the headlines didn't put that shit in. There wasn't like Kanye referenced Candace Owens' new documentary in this clip. They just said, he said George Floyd didn't die for that.
Yeah.
Because, again, how they playing it out. Because they just...
The media,
again, like how you said in the Drink Champs, the Jewish media, again, the same people that own, the elites that own that 1%, that's controlling everything. Like, just read the headlines and see how they word and everything. And then also just look at not the documentaries, but look at the interviews. Like I tell people all the time, or I'm even telling the audience, look at the Ye interviews, and just because he really breaks it down. Look at the Ye interviews, and even if you don't agree with it, you'll understand. Because I'm not sitting here and saying I'm agreeing with everything Ye's saying, but I'm understanding it, and I don't have any hate toward him. But when you watch those interviews, and then look at the headlines, the biggest or the bigger agenda. You see what's really going on. All the shit he talking about is really coming to fruition. I think even Dame Dash said it in one interview when they brought it up about it. He just said, like, man, Ye's playing in dangerous water because he knows.
Yeah.
Like, he knows the people that really control this shit. And that's what Ye is battling right now. And I really hope shit works out good for him, but everything that's happening to him is basically proving his point.
So that's the thing. Go back to my first question. So you actually, do you think the 1% is Jewish? Like, are they only consisting of Jewish people in the 1%? Do you think they're a little more diverse now, or?
Maybe, but they not at that same table. I mean, shit. Who own Capitol Records? Who own Interscope? Who own Epic?
So here's the thing. You would say that that's like a statistical fact, like something you can actually like research and find.
Oh yeah, like I said, my favorite reference. I know Ice Cube said he didn't want nothing to do with it, but you can go back to that damn example. Like when Jerry Heller was fucking them up.
Yeah.
But that's an example of how that 1% is in that field. Like it's just people like that.
Well, and that's the thing. So like most people, from what I've seen, would say that thinking that would be considered anti-Semitic.
And that's the thing where...
would you agree?
I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't agree at all because I feel like it's a separate factor. Because I can see I can see the common Jewish person, at Schnucks, Walmart, whatever, and I can have a good conversation with them. But I don't think it's anti-Semitic. If anything, I feel like it's just exercising like I wouldn't say a human right, but like a business right. Like, you fucking me over in business, and like you're not even really trying to see eye to eye on things. You automatically fucking me over. So I don't think it's anything hateful about that. I think it's just exposing some shit. I don't think it's anti-Semitic at all. Like, I mean, shit. Again, a perfect example is fucking Hitler. Like, that's anti-Semitic to the fucking core. You want to kill a whole race. I'm just over here trying to say, like, maybe y'all need to quit fucking us over and actually break bread with us. Make some good business. You know what I mean? You've been taking advantage of us for so damn long. That's like me being a slave and someone calling me racist because I hate my slave master. Like, this dude been beating on me like my whole life. Like, damn, I'm just now starting to get some muscle to fight him back, and y'all saying I'm racist for fighting him. And that's my viewpoint on it.
Well, yeah, when you had said what you originally said, I had thought about it because, like, I was really reading up on this shit, and just like you said, even like as a fan of Ice Cube, I remember reading up on just what the entire album of Death Certificate is about. Really,
Yeah.
is just how his feelings were towards the 1% and specifically Jewish people. So when you had originally said that, I was like, okay, well, Ice Cube got a lot of backlash from people saying this, and still to this day, when Kanye says what he said, I was just looking at how people were reacting because I myself too reacted from it, and so I was curious on your take, man.
One thing with Kanye is, and this is probably one of the few artists I do this with, anytime some shit happens with Ye, I automatically just go to the source material. Because how Ye is, he will say some shit, but like, he will spontaneously say some shit, and then you be like, if you really a Ye fan or just know him, you be like, it's deeper than that. And then that's when I look into the interviews, because then he can really break it down.
Yeah.
Like that whole shit where he said that slavery is a choice. People automatically went, oh, the coon. And I'm like, hold on. So then when I actually seen an interview, and he was like, man, look, we've been chained up, slaving for hundreds and hundreds of years, but we ain't have no type of like overthrow or nothing. Even though we did have instances of that.
Yeah.
He was just like, we just been chained down for that long. Like, at that point, that shit just seemed like a choice. Did I agree with that? No. But as I seen the interview, I'm like, okay, I understand where he coming from. Like, it wasn't just like, they always try to make that shit seem like he just saying whatever, and then oh, he's just mental health, he's saying that, and then whatever. You just got to read into the source material. So
I try my hardest to not be biased when it comes to just not even a celebrity like Kanye, just anybody. Like without saying who I'm talking about, but we had a old friend that some really crazy shit happened on the news. Everybody was freaking out about how he did something, and we were all like, nah, like we need to find out more about this when the info comes out. And we ended up being right, and everyone else looked like dumbasses because they just instantly, just a mob formed, and they were just ready to just destroy this man. And it was all a complete misunderstanding from somebody it wasn't even him.
exactly.
So I try not to be biased about shit like that. I obviously do have like a certain moral limit to where, like, even if Kendrick just tomorrow, I have a limit. If something's bad enough, I'll be like, all right, fuck this dude, I'm not listening. But like I said, I take things with a grain of salt, and if something's like I said, I have my own moral compass. If I feel like something's that fucked up, there's been artists, there's been a lot of people, really, even in real life, people we know, that something will happen, you're just like, yeah, I just can't,
Exactly,
I can't support you
yeah,
anymore.
People had a limit, bro.
So
is this your limit with Ye?
I'll tell you one thing, man. I've learned to not give a fuck anymore because I only listen to the shit that he made like before, like from Yeezus and down. That's when I stopped listening to Kanye, and he was still an ass sometimes then. But I mean, come on, man. It was nowhere near like how it is now. He's on a wild run right now, man.
But I see though, because the thing about Ye is he goes on these like rides. But I think, and this is why I kind of like Ye a little bit, because he puts what the common person goes through up front. We all go through shit, but we deal with it behind closed doors.
We live in a society.
We do in a big society. But he goes through a lot, or we all go through a lot, but a lot of times we do it behind closed doors. People don't see the mental roller coasters we go through.
Right.
It happens to everybody. But the reason I kind of respect Ye is because he puts that out on the world.
Yeah.
So like whatever he's going through, it's out there. And it's not because like, and it is, a lot of it does with the tabloids, but a lot of it does with him putting himself out there. So we see what the common person goes through, but just in public. So I'll say all that to say is, I'm patiently waiting to see how this will turn out, because I know, because people always said hateful shit about Kanye since the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Like this ain't people talking about Kanye is just nothing. Like it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? That's the roller coaster right there. I'm just trying to wait to see what's gonna happen with Ye as a person, because he goes through this, and then you have a moment where it's like, oh, okay, cool, Ye, and then that's when he goes through his quote unquote thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna try to make it seem like he's mentally deranged, but again, I understand what he's saying, but I'm just kind of patiently waiting to see how this is gonna turn out. Because it's gonna be at a point where people are not gonna be even putting this Kanye hate out, because we've seen it so many times. They hated Kanye because of what he did to Taylor Swift. They hated Kanye because he said slavery is a choice.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yes, they hated Kanye when they hit the whole shit with Kim, but again, it hate and then it stops. Hate again. Like people don't. The same people that's saying that fuck Kanye now, they wasn't saying that last year. Like people wasn't even bringing up his fucking name. So people just saying that because they just see it on the headlines, and that's what they're on their feed. That's what they're seeing. They react.
Yeah.
As soon as they see a headline, share, react, whatever.
Wait, hold on. Have you seen Kanye's that vlog he posted on YouTube where he literally recreated Grand Theft Auto but in real life?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You seen that?
Yeah,
dude, and like he like changed his Balenciaga clothes and shit. I'm like, this is genius. But I see what you're saying, man. Kanye, at the end of the day, this is why I can tell everybody and those who are listening, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what he says, because one, it has nothing to do with my life. Like as much as I listen to Kanye, his old shit mostly, but like, until it's something just like outright, just this guy is a monster. I'm not gonna sit here and support him, but yeah, I'm gonna listen to his fucking classic albums that he made years ago. Like I said, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You don't have to tap in, man. Just don't follow people that are gonna be talking about Kanye.
Exactly. And the only reason I bring it up is just to dead the whole thing, at least on my standpoint, that this dude is over here just hating the Jewish community. I just wanted to say that he was just talking about the 1%. Like that was the only thing I just wanted to speak on with that subject. Anything else is whatever, but he's just going against the. And it's mostly just like the people who don't know, like the privileged people that grew up with walls around them. Like, if you grew up in a family where motherfuckers like, oh, the fucking white man always doing this. This is who Kanye just talking about, bro.
Yeah.
That's all he talking about. So that's like the only thing I just really want to bring up. Like, if someone were to ask me about that, it's like, dog, he not anti-Semitic. He just talking about the white man. Like, that's all he doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, a lot of people in those areas just happen to be from that background. You know what I mean? So, it just is what it is. Do I get mad when motherfuckers are going through the hood and see some nigga shit and they're like, oh, these fucking niggas? And it's like, oh, that is some nigga shit. Like, I'm not gonna get mad, bro. Like, that's some evil shit they doing at these record labels and at these like little media offices, bro. Like, they doing some evil shit. They just happen to be that.
So what you're saying is most ethnicities have their own group. Were we just talking about this shit? We were literally just talking about. Oh my,
bro. I'm looking at you like, no, he did not just make a full circle.
Dude, I just had the biggest deja vu.
That's what I said, bro. We talked about this the last podcast, bro.
Completely off context, though. We were talking about something way different.
Talking about something way different.
We were on shrooms and we talked about how everything just somehow comes back into a circle, man. Oh, God.
Always, bro.
It's like the fucking rain cycle. Dude.
But yeah, bro.
That's great. Look. If you want to know about what we were gonna say, just go back to the last
Last episode,
podcast
that's pretty much it.
and just listen because
Yeah.
we were dropping facts. What the fuck did you say earlier about Mortal Kombat, man? We were talking about
Oh yeah,
Shaolin monks.
my bad. We went to a whole like 30-minute
Damn.
fucking 30-minute whatever the fuck. I can't even think of the word, but tangent. There it is.
Yeah.
Tangent. No, I was talking about how much I like Mortal Kombat 3 because that was like the prime aesthetic of what Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah.
Because Mortal Kombat is just one big ass cliche. It's just pretty much let's get every cliche thing from the 80s and make it a video game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Every Bruce Lee movie, it starts off with a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We have these contestants. Like, it's everything cliche from like late 70s, 80s, and they made it a video game. From the characters, we got Liu Kang, like the
Johnny Cage.
We got the cliche like fucking arrogant American Johnny Cage celebrity. Yep. We got the Bruce Lee fucking Liu Kang. We got like the strong female lead, Sonya. Yep. The strong woman lead. I'm sorry.
Jax is the
stereotypical black dude, guy. Like the strong. You know what I mean? Like it's
right.
just every stereotype and like cliche thing from the 70s and 80s in a video game.
Damn.
And they Americanized it by throwing what we like the most: violence. They threw hell,
gore.
Yeah, because no game had blood back then like that. No game had fatalities.
Right.
Street Fighter didn't have no blood.
No, yeah, it blew people's minds.
Yeah, so we
like ripped skulls out of. Yeah, no, that was crazy.
That's all it was. So, anyways, I was saying how 1 and 2 was cool, but 3 captured the embodiment of that cliche. Because I think when 3 came out, it was like Mortal Kombat reached superstardom. Because I think that's when they was dropping movies.
Yeah, like the fucking the ones that are hated on now.
Yeah. At least the second one, because people didn't like Annihilation, but the first one was dope.
Annihilation.
Yeah, but that's when it was dropping movies, and that's when it was kind of like at its peak. But if you play Mortal Kombat 3, and especially Trilogy, you get so much of that wholesome aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I was just saying, like, to make it full circle, it was so cliche because, like I was telling you, on Mortal Kombat Trilogy or 3, you'll be fighting and like Shao Kahn will be taking over Earth, but here you are fighting on the street in the subway with hip hop music playing in the background. Like, right. It's like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
what I was gonna go off of, man. The fact that like, it's if you look at it like a fighting game, it's cool. You're like, all right, it's the map, whatever. But if you think about what it actually is, like story wise, it's just they meet up in random places and they just fight it out. There's like, I mean, besides Stryker and Jax, no one really uses weapons. No, and even when they do, it doesn't kill them really. So it's funny as fuck that you just play Mortal Kombat and you're like, they're in this fucking lab with like the pits of lava. Yeah. And you're like, but in the story, they just happen to meet there and they're just fighting to the death. Right. It's just crazy, man. It's bigger than what it seems.
It really is. But it's just, I know a lot of video games have they like cliches in it. You know what I mean? Like with like you had Tekken with like Steve Fox, Forrest Law, fucking Street Fighter with like fucking E Honda. Like you always have like your cliche fighting game characters, but like
right.
Street Fighter and Tekken respectively had one essence of a story. Mortal Kombat has a story, but you can tell when they first created that they're like, let's get every cliche and throw some blood on it.
Right. Make just gory fatalities.
Just gory ass fatalities, bro. And that's why I like it. It's an American made game. Like Street Fighter and Tekken were made in, I believe, Japan.
Yeah, and it's definitely more Japanese culture oriented. Mortal Kombat, man, that's probably that and Doom are probably the most American games.
It really is.
You can think of.
I love it, man. I love it.
And it's genius because that means people that were playing. Because I remember seeing the documentary. That means these guys were playing Street Fighter and just going, you know, okay, it's cool if I knock this guy out. You know, you get the winner screen, but how can it be more satisfying?
Yeah, like wait, let me.
What if we like execute these guys? Yeah, no,
that shit's so hard.
Mortal Kombat changed the game, literally.
It did, and then fucking so many iconic characters. Like I know we was talking about them earlier, but Jax was just so damn hard because you had. This was the first time a black man was represented like not in a bad way. Even though he was still a cliche, but he still wasn't presented bad. Like any other black character, you can tell Japanese people made this. They didn't know shit about black people like that. They're like, let's just throw his skin is black and then that's it.
In their Final Fantasy VII remake, Barrett.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, like they just alright. They don't know because Japanese people don't.
So
have
they all
black folks.
They always make them talk. The dialogue is like the fucking most borderline racist.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
jive.
like bro, like that was a perfect example. Like that shit's so cringy. But Jax was so hard because not only like they gave him a clean ass fade. Like if you look at Mortal Kombat 3, that dude fade was immaculate.
It was sharp.
He had a nice little box fade, bro. And he had what nigga in America don't want metal arms, bro? What like what? And his move was some nigga shit. Gotcha. Bink, bink, bink. Like
he did. He beat the shit out.
Dude,
Yeah.
oh, bro, you know how many niggas I seen grabbing up somebody else and start packing off on him?
Jesus.
He had the and how you squirt up. He had the hand, bro. Bro, his fighting stance was like on some, bro. I wish he would. Like
Dude, he had it locked and loaded, man. He was about to swing on sight.
And his combo system, bro, like Mortal Kombat, you can tell they grew up around some black people, bro, because his combo system, this dude would do like an overhead hammer fist and like an uppercut. Right. You're like, damn, bro, like, come on, man, like, ain't no move blacker than gotcha, bing, bing, like this dude's packing off, like.
I will admit, Jax is one of the best characters. God.
And one more thing, if you go on the roster on Mortal Kombat, I think Trilogy, go on the roster, bro, because everyone had their photo, like the headshot. Yeah. And they had the background. Bro, fucking Jax was the only person on there. Their background was American flag. I'm like,
Sonya's wasn't?
No, I think Sonya was like some green shit, but Jax, he had that American flag in the back. I'm like, damn, he is American.
And you can't, you know, it's not like most games, stereotypical white guy, America. You know, like it's just
like
blonde white guy.
Yeah.
So it's cool that Jax was like, we're gonna make him the voice for America in this game.
Bro.
That's hard.
I know everyone would be like, "Oh, Scorpion, get over here," but that gotcha, bing,
gotcha.
Bing. You couldn't run, bro. Like, and his hand, it wasn't even like they even had the hand, like the grasp aggressive, like. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it's like gotcha. Like that.
No, he gripped clutches
on me. He gripped your ass.
And they're metal arms, so you know that shit hurts.
And the attention to detail. If you switch costumes and got the regular arms, it'd be like gotcha. Psh, psh. But if you had those metal arms, gotcha. Bing, bing, bing. You can hear that chrome.
I didn't know they did the detail like that, man.
Bro.
That shit mattered back then.
Yeah, it did. It did.
It still matters now, but
if you had the hand, if you just had the regular arms, it's like psh, psh. But you had that metal. Bing, bing, bing.
Bank.
Man.
That mechanical, metallic, blunt sound.
Yeah, Jax was ahead of his time on that game. And he had an aerial backbreaker, so if you jumped up, he'll jump. Bow! I'm like, damn. This dude moves.
He was kneeing. Muay Thai.
Yeah, this is like every nigga dream to fight like Jax. Low key.
And he had some Mortal Kombats, he had guns. He had like an SMG.
Yeah, he did. That was like toward the later ones, like the special forces and all that, and 3D games. But on the OG one, he had that fucking cannon. He had the joints coming out the hands.
Oh shit!
The little fireball. I don't even know what to call them. It was like fireballs, but them mugs sounded so aggressive on the game. That was like. He had the double. He had the high one, like bitch, and he had that low just in case he wanted to try something.
Damn.
So like, damn.
I had no idea, man.
This dude shooting cannons out of his hands.
Jax.
Every black kid coming up wanted to be like Jax. I'm just saying it now, like, and Stryker was the only good cop ever.
Yeah, Stryker was cool, man.
Cause he pulled up at the hood fully equipped, but he didn't have no bulletproof vest on.
Yeah, he just had that cap.
He letting y'all know, like, hey, look, bro, I ain't scared of y'all, but just in case y'all want to pop off, I got something.
Dude, you know what's so funny? Hey, because I was gonna say this earlier.
And he was quick with that nice stick. That dude, he did that slide move, like. Flipped your ass.
On which one?
On the classic on 3. He had that. He was, bro. I'm gonna show you after we get done recording. That boy was slide with that nice stick. Animation like this, like swoop your ass. You like, oh.
Damn.
Yeah, all right, bro. I'm gonna show
I
you that shit.
what the fuck was I gonna say? Striker. I Yeah, no. One of my favorite scenes, not even in Mortal Kombat, but in gaming history, is the introduction uh, to Armageddon when they're all just running
Oh,
up
yeah,
the
they all
pyramid.
fighting and shit.
Dude, the funniest thing is I don't know. I can't remember if Stryker died before that, but I just couldn't stop laughing at the fact that like even in the story, he's coming up against like people that are like demigods, and he's just a cop.
Bro, because
Nothing special, just white guy cop.
but man, I feel like just his ambition put him on God level.
Yeah.
Because like,
He had grenades.
yeah, bro, he had grenades. I'm telling you, he was fully equipped. He had grenades, pistols, submachine gun, a fucking the little baton shit. Yeah, the grenades. And it's just like at the same time he had all that, but no bulletproof vest or no like little special helmet. That boy had a New York PD fitted to the back.
The white T-shirt with the
Bro, with the holster, he didn't.
Yeah.
Bro, he didn't have no vest, and I respect him so much for that. I respect him.
shout
like,
out to Striker.
Yeah, I was like, that's
Back
the
or
only-
blue.
See, that's the only thing that won't. He's the only reason why I won't be out here screaming all cops are bad.
Damn.
He the only reason. If we didn't have Striker, I'll have that shit tatted on me. A cab, I have it tatted. But
Striker's the one thing
Yes.
holding you back.
Striker the only thing, bro, because he went in that motherfucker, and he was clean with that pistol too.
He was.
You can do combos and. Bro, shout out to Striker.
Because he knew how to fight too.
Yeah, he knew how to fight.
But then
bro.
you could add it off and top it off with the fucking little gunshots.
True, you can just
Juggle them.
you know.
Man.
That game was just hard. Everyone's stances on there was legit and real. I played Tekken and Street Fighter. I wouldn't dare be standing like how Ken and Ryu be like this. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
was
no,
lame.
that was
But, like,
weird.
Bro, niggas in Mortal Kombat squared up like they was really about that, bro.
Shang Tsung.
Bro, they had their hand up like, "What's up?"
Shang Tsung had like the fucking
Yeah, so shouldn't have that crane.
fucking
bro.
leopard.
Oh, that shit was realistic as fuck.
It really was.
On me, who else? That motherfucker old school Sub-Zero had that hand chop. Like,
I forgot which one it was, but he had the like his arms were like that.
oh
he
yeah,
would
that was
just
in the
make
3D ones. He made that orb.
Yeah, he would always make it. He had like a snowball on
Yeah, a
standby.
little snowball. Yeah, that shit. But in the OG ones, everyone like stance was just like, I'm about it, bro. Someone leaving this ring like dead, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be.
It's
me.
life or death, man. Mortal
Life or
Kombat.
death.
And the story mode, whoever you saw fight most likely died.
True. And then lastly, bro, just lastly on this one, man, at least for me, I'm going to wrap it up. Another reason why Mortal Kombat is goated, because that was the only time, bro, in video game history that we had a boss that talked shit to you. Like, Shao Kahn straight talk shit. Like, in Mortal Kombat 9 he did, but on the OG ones, like 3 and Trilogy, oh, that shit was bad.
That's all he did was talk shit.
He will smack you with that hammer, you be dazed, and he was like, you will never win. And that nigga pointed. He pointed at you. It wasn't like no audio. Like, he was like,
You will never win.
And then
Damn.
like he'll do that little kick, throw you across the screen and be laughing. I'm like, damn, we never seen nothing like this.
Dude.
Bruh, Shao Kahn, you straight had a boss that talk shit to your face. Like,
You
you
got-
get your ass whooped and you over here just screaming at you, you will never win. Like,
Damn.
fuck, this is my 10th time. Maybe he right. Damn. Like,
He was at the top of that arcade ladder.
yeah, he was.
One of the hardest bosses. I remember my aunt worked at a skating rink in Florissant back in the day. When I was 7, they still had like all the old like arcade machines. Mortal Kombat was like one I played every fucking day, and by the grace of God, one time I was there long enough to where I happened to get to Shao Kahn, and I never tried again. I
Man,
never
but
did.
That shit is difficult. That's why I like playing it on the damn PlayStation, because at least I ain't got to waste these quarters. Golly, Shao Kahn was so damn hard.
And the
bro.
joysticks and shit, yeah. We need to talk about that Wu-Tang Mortal Kombat spinoff. That
Oh, yeah,
shit.
Shaolin. Tell me why I was just listening to Wu-Tang last night, bro. That shit was so wild. I was listening.
Which album?
Nah, the very first one in the 36
36, yeah.
It was crazy how this shit happened, bro. My music be going through so many different levels. So I started off because I rolled up and I was playing some music on the porch. I ended up started off listening to Sade, and then I ended up switching to like I think like Kendrick for a minute.
Gotcha.
And then I went from Kendrick to like some trap shit. and then they ended up playing Shadow Boxing off Liquid Swords. And
Oh shit!
And then I ended up just listening to 36 Chambers, and I listened to that album again because even though we know that album's a classic, the last time I listened to that album fully was back in school when I used to play it nonstop, 8th grade to be exact. I used to play that album nonstop in 8th grade. So I revisit it now being older because you know how you listen to songs now? Like I ain't saying I ain't listened to it since then. I've listened to it, but I really ain't sat down and really connected with it like how I did back then. So I did that last night. And
Yeah, you like listen to it all the way through.
Yeah, and it was very amazing. Like it was very humbling.
Dude, it's funny that you said 8th grade because I remember shortly, a little bit after we had first all met in 7th grade, and around 8th grade, I started, through you, I was like, yeah, I know about Wu-Tang, but I never actually listened to their shit like that hard.
Yeah.
And 36 Chambers was the first one I listened to, and that opened, even if, like the Wu-Tang tattoo. Mm-hmm. It's not even for the fact that I really fuck with Wu-Tang. It symbolizes the fact that when we would hang out and I was also listening to more Wu-Tang, it just showed me that, from that point, I was growing up only listening to like T.I., just Lil Wayne, all Southern artists. I didn't really think of what hip hop could also be other than that. And dude, Wu-Tang, it blew my mind. It was like listening to a comic book.
It really was.
And 36 Chambers, man, classic.
So classic.
Even the second album, they did a good little run, man.
Yeah, they did. And that's one of the if not only, but one of the few groups that not only did successful collectively, but solo too.
Yes, most of them did. Well, really,
Majority,
all of them. Yeah,
all of them. Cause like now the level of how big it went
varies.
But like as far as projects go, all of them came out with very solid projects. Each member.
Fuck yeah. Shit. Only Built for Cuban Links, people say, is one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. Liquid Swords has to be top 10.
Yeah, Liquid Swords. Return to the 36. ODB.
Yeah,
that's classic. Method Man. We don't even have to say nothing because we already know what Meth is. Ghostface, same thing. Ghostface has so many great projects.
Supreme Clientele is amazing.
I forgot. I think it was the Golden Arms project, but you got a good ass project.
Yep.
You got a couple of them.
Inspector Deck was supposed to have his debut album got destroyed in a flood at RZA's house.
Yeah, on me.
Dude, it was apparently, from what everyone was saying in the group, apparently that was supposed to be like even better than Liquid Swords.
I believe it.
And his debut album now, if you go back and listen to it, some of the songs are on there, but it's a completely different thing. And
I'm about to say, bro, hey, look, if you want to test Inspector Deck's pen, bro, go to that damn Triumph. That first verse.
That bomb atomically, yeah. No, dude, that, yeah. And he got Tupac cut him off. Got my mind made up off All Eyes on Me.
That's how you know how good of a rapper you are when Tupac's like, nah, bro.
And it's so funny because from what people were saying, I forgot whose interview I watched, but they were literally like, you could tell he was fucking with it, but his end result, he was just like, the dude's saying too much.
Yeah, I know.
And when you actually listen to it, everybody, I think Method Man's the last voice you hear, and then you just hear, I bomb atomically, as like an ad-lib. So they kept him in there, but they didn't really, I guess Tupac was just like, leave the ad-lib in.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Because I think he was going too hard and he was just rapping a little too long, and Tupac was like, all right, bro.
Yeah, it's like a 6-minute song.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good song, though.
It is.
R.I.P. Pac.
I forgot what I was thinking about the other day, or I was even talking about, bro. I think it was something about albums. I forgot who album I was talking about, but someone was saying some shit about like ranking albums, and someone put one album over one, and I basically was like, you just picking like the mainstream favorite because that's like saying Tupac All Eyes on Me is best project. No, you good, bro.
Went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, no, I feel that. But I was basically saying, I was like, that's like saying All Eyes on Me is Tupac's best project when you have Me Against the World and Don Killuminati standing right there.
Yeah.
I forgot who I was talking about, but someone brought that up, and I made that kind of comparison. Because someone brought up, I forgot what rapper it was, but they brought up an album, and they're like, that's his best work. And I was like, no, it's not. And then that's when I made that comparison. Like, saying that is like saying Tupac All Eyes on Me is his best album, but you got those.
Yeah, I wonder who that original one is.
It'll come to me, but you just got my mind made me think about that album and then about that moment. So that was just like a side conversation, like a side thought that popped out.
I mean, hey, Tupac, I think Me Against the World is probably... No, without a doubt, I think it's his best album. In fact... just what you just said with 36 Chambers, 2 weeks ago about when I was driving for work, I'm sitting there thinking, all right, what album can I listen to? I have it on shuffle all the time on my playlist. I want to listen to something all the way through. Mm-hmm. I go to Me Against the World and I remember how much I love that album. Dude, almost every fucking song on that album is just a banger, man. Mm-hmm. And I started really realizing, like, I went through such a Tupac listening phase in early high school and on, and even middle school, that it kind of got played out. Like, he finally became, it was just Tupac. It became a meme almost. So now that I haven't listened to him in so long, I went back and, man, that album blew me away.
No, I'm telling you, it's such a great album. I put that up there too, but I like Don Killuminati more. I don't know why I can't talk, but I like that album more only because it resonates with me a little bit more than usual, bro. Like, some songs on it just be hitting way different.
Where they bang, and not just in LA, but in the Bay and in Chicago and even St. Louis.
Oh yeah, I gotta show you a clip too. Tony Yayo in a recent interview.
Tony Yayo
put St. Louis out there because he was talking about how dangerous cities are. He's like, you can't go nowhere. Chicago, LA, New York, St. Louis, and I was like, hey.
Damn.
I was like,
I love when people just say St. Louis.
It was like a no yay, but I was like, yay, no.
Yeah, like no.
Like, damn. I shouldn't be celebrating this, but.
I wanted to say, since we're at 52 minutes,
we're getting ready to cut it off.
So look, man, I want the listeners to know, and this could apply to you too, man. But you already know. So this was something that I just was thinking on earlier. I think it was like yesterday. Even if you take what some might consider an L, you took a loss, you did not get that win like you thought you would. It could still be a win depending on what your perspective on that loss is. If you just take the loss and you like mope about it or something, that's definitely a loss. But you can still try to change your perspective and look at it like, okay, it's technically a win because now I'm learning how to not repeat this mistake. I now have the cheat codes considered to proceed in life without having to feel like this again.
Bro, you so right, but we talked about this. I don't think it was on the podcast, but I think it was off mic because this shit's giving me hella deja vu.
It's probably, I think we were on shrooms when we talked about it. Yeah.
But that's still facts right there. And that's still like real spiel.
Real spiel.
Just to go off of that, man. A loss is not a loss. Just take that shit as a lesson.
Tell you as a lesson.
Learn from it.
Love to be wrong. Dude, and here's the thing. End on this note. If somebody, like, I don't try to think that I know it all. Whenever I'm in a debate with somebody, or even if I'm just talking to somebody, if someone can prove me wrong or just educate me on something, I mean, like, there's no fault in that. The only thing that would make it a fault is if I was like prideful and thought I knew it all and looked like a dumbass from like defending myself. You should just learn to just listen and pick up on as much things as you can.
True. But don't let no girlfriend correct you because you ain't going to hear the end of that shit.
I mean, dude, believe me, I know. Which, by the way...
That shit, goddamn. Like, all right, you got it. You won. Okay, I was wrong. Shit. Like.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Don't get 2K23, by the way. NBA.
You talked to the wrong person.
I know, but they made it into like a borderline fucking dating sim.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Dude, instead of the story has a fucking, like, you have a girlfriend in the story, right? They never did that before. They have it to where
Mechanics.
you're trying to get to the fucking like arena to play your like NBA game. And then the girlfriend will call you and be like, "We have that date tonight. This really happened in a cutscene." And you couldn't just go play basketball. You had to actually go across the map to this restaurant to have this date with your girlfriend. I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm living this shit in real life. I'm trying to play 2K to play fucking
I
basketball.
came here to escape.
Y'all are literally throwing me. So I haven't played it since.
Okay. Then you ain't playing with J. Cole?
I forgot he was in the story
You
mode,
ain't
man.
playing with J. Cole?
I need, you know what? I'll pick it up again. I'm gonna play Born Sinner while I do it too.
I'm gonna pick it up again. Fuck. Nah, man.
Shout out to get that PS5, man. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're listening, get a PS5. It's worth it.
Will, bro. But as always, that go ahead and wraps it up for another great episode of STLiens with your two usual distinguished gentlemen, Charlie X and Skew.
Yeah.
Okay, aka TJ. TJ Two Fly.
Yeah, man. You know
TJ Two Fly if you nasty. You know what I mean?
You know what somebody at work said
What's that?
about the beats?
What's that?
They said TJ Beats, and I hated it. I don't want to do it, but it was just hilarious because it finally hit me 2 hours later. I was just like, oh, this sounds lame. TJB is my initials. Add the eats. TJB.
Oh, that's hard.
But I'm not. I wouldn't do it.
I would do that, or I'd just take the J. I'll just say T Beats.
Tuberculosis beats.
T Beats. All right.
Yeah. Hold up. What the fuck? I found a piece of paper. I'm not gonna go into it any further to save time. I found a piece of paper the other day. It was back in like middle school when we were like, I guess, writing raps or something, like ciphers.
Oh, yeah.
And the words were, or no, the one fucking thing I was featured as was MC Tilo, and yours was Rebellious Renegade.
Oh yeah, my YouTube.
Yeah,
username.
nah.
That's still better than my original rap name, C-Lot.
Because you had the game on lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember, man. Damn. On that note.
Yeah, definitely on that note. Fucking note. I'm crumbling that paper. But yes, sir. Go ahead and give your hellos and greetings to the notorious M. He wasn't able to make this recording, but he'll be at the next one or whichever one pops up. So you'll be able to hear him. But give your best shout outs to M.
Yeah, shout out to M. Yeah.
Yeah, and that go ahead and wrap us up.
Oh no, that was the